Storytime 6, Earl, Roman, and the Introduction of Dennis the Menace. So this is the next part of my story, and yes, Earl comes back, again. Before I explain how he came back, let me go back for a second, because this part matters. When Earl first disappeared, he didn't just vanish randomly. He went all the way down to Atlanta to get himself together spiritually. He stayed with his aunt and uncle. One was a pastor, the other a bishop. He claimed he was going down there to get delivered, get cleaned up, get closer to God, and start fresh. But even while living with pastors, he still ended up messing with women, getting caught up in lust, and disappointing the very people trying to help him. They were shocked at his behavior. I was shocked too, because this was the same man I kept taking back. So now back to where we left off. Earl eventually calls me, saying he's sorry and wants to come home. I met him at the bus terminal, and just like that, we were back on. Not sexually. We weren't intimate. We were just trying to get back on track. See, when I got saved and stayed celibate for 2 years, God taught me something about protecting my body. Even when I did mess with Earl in the past, I always used protection. And thank God I did. So when Earl came back this time, intimacy was not even on the table. But slowly, the truth came out about what he did in Atlanta. I found out accidentally when he was on the phone with his brother, talking about how all these women in the church down there wanted him, how they had to preach a sermon about lust because of him, how disappointed the church was. I don't know if he wanted me to hear that or not, but I heard enough. I remember thinking, I took this man back, and he does not care about me at all. But I still felt stuck because we were married. I felt foolish, but I stayed. He came back, found a job quickly, and tried to settle in. Then he asked to borrow my car. I said no. He got mad, and his mother went and bought him a car. I was stunned, but that's what she did. He did well with that car until he got paid. Then he disappeared again. I honestly think he slept in that car sometimes. This happened over and over. At one point, he was driving trucks again. He asked me to come see him at one of his stops. I went. He talked about wanting to come home, but every time we were together, all we did was argue. We just did not get along. Meanwhile, Roman was still in and out of the picture. One day, Roman stopped by and said, "Leave Earl out there. If he wants to live in that truck, let him." And honestly, Roman was right. But of course, Earl popped up anyway. One day he called saying he was outside the house and wanted to talk. I said no, but eventually I let him in. He walked around the house, arrogant, mean, acting like he ran something. I don't know what he said to my son, but my son snapped. "I'm tired of you. You're always doing something. Get out." They started arguing. My son told him to go outside. Meanwhile, Roman is upstairs. I go looking for him, and he's gone. He had jumped out the second-story window, gone through neighbors' yards, and came back up the street. Before I knew it, Earl was laid out on the ground. He jumped up, ran into the house, grabbed a knife, and flew back out screaming, "I'ma kill him. That nigga knocked me out. Where he at?" He didn't even know it was Roman at first. The police came. My son and the neighbor gave statements. They told Earl he had to leave and go back to his truck. Roman came back inside like nothing happened. And honestly, I wasn't mad. After everything Earl put me through, I felt numb. Earl called later saying he was upset he got hit, but he felt like he deserved it for how he treated me. Then he said he still wanted to help me financially, even if he wasn't staying with me. Life moved on. I started grinding, hustling, selling things, and doing well. I even bought a couple of properties. Where did Earl end up? Living in one of my properties, because we couldn't live together at all. Women were in and out. Some looked like addicts, some were regular. Either way, I wanted nothing to do with it. Then things with Roman fell apart too. His girlfriend, me, and him got into it. He tried to front for her, tried to act tough. That was it for me. He went back to Philly. Now I was basically single, married on paper, but not with Earl. Years went by. Earl would pop up when he wanted, call when he wanted, but I wasn't dealing with him. Then, almost 2 years later, he started begging, "I want my wife back. I want to do right. I want to sleep with my wife again." At first I said no, but eventually I gave in. We slept together. protected, always. The next day, reality hit. I had about $200 on my bedroom floor. He got smart, said he was leaving, bent down like he was tying his shoe, and when he left, only $80 was there. I ran down those steps, and I'm not gonna lie, I punched him. He took off running. I went to his place and took his internet stick, his computer, something, because I was furious. He kept calling, "Please bring me my stuff back." I said, "Hell no." We stopped talking again around Thanksgiving. Around that time, a girl from the neighborhood kept telling me Earl was messing with all kinds of women. Party girls, corner girls, people he had no business around. Then she said she had an uncle she wanted me to meet. I said, "Girl, no." He had just done 20 years in jail. I wasn't interested. But her mother called me too, insisting. One day I'm out driving, head wrapped up, cramps, feeling terrible, and I run right into him. "Dennis," he said, "how you doing?" I felt embarrassed because I wasn't looking my best. He said, "Beauty is within." I didn't like it. Next day they came by again. Now I had on a wild wig, and he said it again. "Beauty is within." I was confused by him, but eventually we started talking, and the conversation was good, hours long, night after night. It felt nice to have someone to talk to after being alone so long. I told him about Earl. He said, "Just leave him alone." A few weeks later, he started coming over. I'd feed him, we'd talk, then he'd go home. His nephews teased him. "You been at that lady house for 2 months and ain't got nothing yet?" He told me, and we laughed. Eventually, we became intimate, and after that, he was at my house every day. But then the red flag started. Red flag number 1. He got mad when I didn't answer my phone and then ghosted me for 2 days to give me a taste of my own medicine. Red flag number 2. We argued one day, and he stood over me and said, "You want your life? I will hurt you in here." I was terrified. He said, "I would never hit you. I'm just letting you know I can scare you." That's when I started understanding myself, why I tolerated violence and chaos. My dad beat me, terrorized me, loved me one minute, hated me the next. My mom stayed with him for years. I grew up thinking that was normal, thinking love meant surviving pain. So I picked men who repeated the pattern. Dennis was handsome, charismatic, older, built, and had been locked up so long that he still looked young. People called him crazy, and a part of me liked that edge, until his crazy tried to take my life 3 times. And we're not even there yet, because before that, Earl found out about Dennis. He called crying, "Please don't sleep with him. Please don't be with him. Please, 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 I just want my wife back." I said, "You lost me a long time ago. You slept with me and stole my money." He kept pleading. Meanwhile, Dennis loved it. He took my car and purposely drove past Earl's house just to torment him. I said, "Stop doing that. You're going to make things worse." Earl would call crying every time Dennis rode past, and that is the official introduction of Dennis the Menace. The charming, handsome, dangerous man whose craziness would eventually show itself in ways I never expected. Stay tuned, because the next chapter, you're not ready. If you're ready, I can now start Storytime 7. Dennis the Menace, the danger begins.